Hey guys, Reverend Hellbilly here with Guitar News for today. Today we're talking about Joe Bonamassa's rig. On Friday the 26th of March, Joe Bonamassa went onto Twitter with his phone and he gave us his little rig. Well, Joe had 7 amps. He said 7 amps on stage. I looked at it like 8. Okay? He had 2 Marshalls. He had a JCM 850 watter. He had 1987 Silver Jubilee 100 watter. He had 2 Fender Twin Tweeds, which, I mean, those are the loudest amp in the world. Oh my God, if you ever played a Tweed, oh, it's so loud. And then he had 2 dumble combos, which I was a little shocked by the dumble combos. I'm surprised he didn't have like heads and, and cabinets, because, I don't know, I was just shocked by it. And then he had another twin for the Leslie. He plays a Leslie, which is like an instrument where not a Leslie, a theremin. You put your hand over it and you move it up and down and it changes the pitch, which is a crazy instrument from the 70s. And then he had a Leslie speaker built by Benson on stage. So that was, to me, that was like 8 amps, but he said it was 7. So maybe it's just 7. Craziness. So Joe said, it's all linked together with a bunch of wires and it's loud as hell. And that's the point. What's the point if you got all this gear and you play it loud? You got to play loud as hell. So all of the amps had plexiglass in front of them. They have these angled plexiglass things they put in front of the amp, so it's just not barreling off. And more really, that's like for smaller venues and guys like us that play loud to block the sound from killing whoever's in the front of the audience, just getting murdered by the sound, because we're up here, our ears are up here, and the amps are down at our feet. Well, sometimes the audience's face is like right off of your feet, and they're just getting, mauled by, can you imagine like a JCM 800 just blaring out of a speaker hitting you in the face? You wouldn't have a good show. So the weird thing is he had a pedal board. He calls it the Boomer board. It's about 4 feet long, and it's only 2 rows wide. And I was really shocked at like how Joe's pedal board wasn't like super fancy boutique. And that was kind of my whole point of doing this, was to like, yeah, he's got all those amps and whatever, but his pedal board wasn't like, it wasn't that like immaculate. Like, it was immaculate, but it wasn't like what you would think. Another one was like Eric Johnson. When I seen his pedal board, I was just like kind of shocked. I'm like, I mean, there was nothing on it, there was like 8 pedals or whatever. That's, I guess, a lot, but it's not a lot, like if you've ever seen like Klinghoffer from the Chili Peppers, oh my God, he had like 3-4 pedal boards of, pedal trained pro size pedal boards with stacks and risers. I was just like, how could you have that many pedals, But Klinghoffer has a lot of pedals. But anyway, Joe's pedal board was a Hughes and Kettner Rotosphere, which is a Leslie effect. A Boss DD2, which I was like, really? That's his delay? Digital delay too? I mean, for me, like, I think I have that delay and I have the Aquapus, and the Aquapus just, murders it on tonally to me. That's just my opinion on that. An MXR flanger, not, a $99 flanger, not anything you can't get, anywhere. You go to the corner music store and probably find a used one for $69. An Ibanez Tube Screamer, an Electro-Harmonix Pog, a full-tone Super Trem, which is always on, and the Way Huge Overrated Special, which is his pedal from Way Huge, which is an awesome pedal, and a Dunlop Fuzz Face, and that was it, and I was like, huh. You'd think he'd have all these crazy, like, boutique-y kind of, this is good, this, and it wasn't. It was just like stuff you go buy at, you go to any Guitar Center or Sam Ash right now and pick up pretty much all of that in a couple of minutes and have your Joe Bonamassa pedal board. So, the one thing about the pedal board that was, it was made by Friedman, who builds amps, and he built it in 2012 for Joe, and I just thought that was kind of crazy. Yeah, 2012, Dave Friedman built the board, and it's a minimal setup, And Friedman says, I have an idea in my head, and I don't see any reason I can't accomplish it, and talks about motivation and sound. And so I was like, that was my whole point. Is like, you don't need, crazy amount of pedals. You really don't. You need about 8 pedals, I think. You need a delay. You need a couple of overdrives. And I guess really, if you can play an amp on 7, you don't really even need an overdrive, because your amp is going to give you tons of, saturation, distortion, and just beautifulness, So, yeah, I was just shocked that it was such a minimal pedal board, and I wanted to bring you guys the story. So if you want to go look at this, it's on Twitter. It was on Twitter. I'll try to find the link and throw it in the description, for you, so you can go on Twitter and look at it if you want, okay? Hey, this fun stuff. I like this stuff. It's nerdy guitar stuff. All right, I'm the Reverend Hellbilly. This was Guitar News. If you like this kind of stuff, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. If you like this episode, do me a favor, smash that like button. Just hit that like button for me. I really appreciate it. And please leave me a comment on whatever you feel like commenting on, okay? I appreciate all the comments. All right, have a great weekend, guys. Cheers.